Hey, I'm Jake. Welcome to Fairfield Glades Sportsman's Club. I'm a member here and also a range safety officer. Here today to talk about safety. Whether you're new to shooting or you've been shooting all your life, it's never too late to talk about safety. The goal when you're here is to have fun, enjoy yourself, and be safe. Let's talk about safety and rules at the range. At every range, eye and ear protection is required for all activities involving firearms. Anyone observing an unsafe action will command a ceasefire, at which point all shooting must immediately stop. Alcohol or other intoxicating substances and illicit drugs are prohibited on any of the Fairfield Glades Sportsman's Club range facilities. Persons showing signs of intoxication or impairment from alcohol or drug use shall be asked to leave the range. Fully automatic weapons are prohibited. Exploding targets of any type are prohibited. Hunting is prohibited on the Fairfield Glades Sportsman's Club property. Only paper targets and steel targets authorized by the board may be used. Shooting at glass bottles, cans, rocks, or any item that may cause harm to persons, animals, or property is strictly prohibited. Certain guns and/or ammunition may be prohibited on specific ranges. Check the standard operating procedures for additional limitations. Going over a few things that are very important, being familiar with the standard operating procedure, or SOP, for each range specifically. Things change. Okay, as you'll see, each range has safety kits, first aid, there's AED med kits at the clubhouse. We also have specific rules for the range that need to be followed. And like we mentioned before, this is members only, but it's your responsibility because it's your club. We should all leave it like we found it, clean and orderly. Okay, welcome to the archery range. We've got targets established behind us from 10 to 50 yards. There's a firing line behind us here. We've got some general safety rules on the range that we would follow on all ranges. You know, identify your targets, make sure the range is clear before you start shooting. No broadheads, no firearms here at the archery range. It's archery only. For more guidelines, check out the standard operating procedures either online or in the clubhouse. Shotgun safety. Of course, reviewing the standard operating procedures here, when you arrive on site, it's safety first. Coming out of the vehicle, unloaded, gun pointed at safe direction, so you guys are ready to roll. If you're getting set up and you've never shot here, you can check with somebody at the clubhouse. There's a lot of great folks here that set up groups and shooting activities. But number one thing is to be safe. 500-yard rifle range. First thing, standard operating procedure, think safety. Getting out of your vehicle, making sure you've got eyes and ears, ready to come to the range, be observant of other people shooting. Let's walk through cold and hot range, what to review, what to see and assess when you're here. We've got some shooters here today. They've all agreed to go cold. We're going to demonstrate how to go cold. Visually, we communicate and look to make sure everybody's good, rifles are clear, bolts are open. We're establishing everything is safe. We come up, we run range is safe, we come over and we turn on the lights. Another visual component of range is safe. Now we're ready to communicate and everybody go down range. Okay, before I go down, I'm visualizing what's here on the range. We've got a rope barrier and you have to go around. You have to go check. I'm going to make sure there's nobody at the rimfire range before going downrange. All right, this is the dedicated 22 long rifle range. As you can hear, we're hot right now. So I'm approaching the range, safety first, eyes, ear protection. I'm mindful of the firing line. I'm going to stay back until it's safe. Same procedures apply for following the SOP, being mindful of when your range is hot, When it's cold, now the range is hot, I'm staying back till it's safe to set up. If this was needing to go cold, same rules apply. Managing my assessment of who all's here, what's going on, waiting to the appropriate time. And as you can hear, it is not safe to go downrange at this point. When they're ready to go cold, I'm communicating with them. Everybody's safe, firing line is clear, you're clear to go downrange. All right, now we're on the rifle range. So rifle range, ceasefire, we have a cold range, we have a safety officer sitting up top, overlooking us, making sure nobody's coming up to the firing line. This range goes all the way out to 500 yards, and the targets are in increments of 100 yards, and there's a few scattered out in between, but mainly the 500, 400, 300, 200, and 100 yard targets are here. There are standing posts for sighting in, so we've got some 50 and 25. With a 500 yard rifle range, knowing what's behind in front of your target is super important. And I know we've talked about safety today, but before you get started shooting, you need to make sure and acquaint yourself with what's out on the range before you get started. Okay, one more thing and thought that you can see out behind me is we have a newly established high tensile fence that runs the length of the range. Important thing to that was we had people that were riding ATVs, UTVs onto the range, not on their property, on our property, and it was a safety issue. We didn't want to take any chances. Now there's a fence up with signs to keep that from happening, and large furry critters. You know, it might slow them down from coming across the fence and accidentally getting in the firing line. But point being, know what's downrange when you're shooting. Last thing I'll mention, when you're sitting at a bench shooting down the rifle range, make sure you acquaint yourself with a table that's appropriate for the line of fire that you're making. If somebody's sitting up on the rifle range that runs parallel to the 22 range and they are shooting the 22 range across the range, no. We've got to stop, hold up, and it's okay to tell somebody to stop. You stay in your course of fire, in your line, where you're supposed to be, and your bullet will stay safe and on the range. Thank you for watching the video. Remember, our #1 goal is to be safe. So enjoy yourself, be safe, go home safe.